This video is brought to you by Diamond Pacific Tool Corporation. Diamond Pacific is America's favorite diamond tool, wheel, and lapidary machine manufacturers. For nearly half a century, Diamond Pacific has set the industry standard for diamond lapidary equipment. Join the majority of professional lapidaries and choose Diamond Pacific products such as their Nova wheels, Pixie, Genie, and Titan gem makers, as well as their wide selection of other high-quality lapidary diamond products. Check out Diamond Pacific today and find out why they're considered America's premier diamond lapidary tool manufacturers. Happy hounding with Brian Curl. How you doing there, Brian?
Doing all right.
So you have some amazing thunder eggs here.
Yes, these here are the newly discovered canyon rim thunder eggs out of Central Oregon. They were discovered back in 2018. For the first couple years, they really were not that great or that grand. It took a couple years to finally get into the really good location of where they started coming out a lot more solid, less fractured, and the filamental tubes were extremely altered in growth.
These are some stunning pieces. I've never had the pleasure of going up to Washington to mine any of their thunder eggs. I've done the like Hauser stuff.
Yeah, these are from Central Oregon.
Oh, Oregon's.
Yes, these are from Central Oregon. They're a multi-mix mineral thunder egg, so they come in a very, very large variety of shapes and sizes. You can find them the size of a golf ball all the way up to 500 plus pounds.
Holy smokes. Does anybody ever take the time to get those?
Oh, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're starting to sell a lot more of the bigger eggs because people found out when you do cut the bigger eggs, you get multi-chambers, and usually the chambers will dramatically change from character to character of each pocket.
That is awesome.
Bigger plates are becoming more popular, but the most popular we have are, of course, the little stalactite specimens that come from our deposit as well.
So I was asking you if they were called angel wing. You said it might be something different?
The ones that are completely altered in twist is called a helixtite. It's an altered growth stalactite. Now we do get this formation that they call the angel wing. It's not like the angel wing from the McDonald's Ranch in Oregon, but what we have here is like a blossomed angel's wing that forms out. So I can't deny that is what I would call an angel's wing agate.
Stunning. So I guess it's not just the stalactites, but it's actually the shape of that would be considered angel wing.
The flow of it. Now we also have a secondary little mineral that grows on the outer layer of the agate stalactites, and that is a UV reactive barite. Wow. Underneath the black light, it is really UV reactive, and it phosphoresces as well and holds that charge for a couple seconds after.
What?
Now, unfortunately, the Arizona sunshine doesn't allow us to get the glow going. But
oh yeah.
They are glowing minerals.
This one's quite a bit thinner than the other ones. I love it.
We get some that we refer to as Mother Nature's sewing needles.
Wow.
And then we get some, of course, as thick as this guy.
That's amazing. How long have you been mining the thunder eggs?
We've been doing the thunder eggs now for 3 years.
Awesome. Is there a big community? It's got to be a big community over there. People are thunder egg crazy.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of thunder egg enthusiasts. Now we open up to the public April 1st till November 1st, and we let people come into our mine and play what we call the dirt lottery. So if you're ever in Central Oregon, 20 minutes north of Madras or 20 miles north of Madras, find yourself on into the polka dot agate mine. Because the polka dot agate mine is where the canyon rims were recently discovered.
How would they be able to get a hold of you?
You can get a hold of me via Facebook is probably the most easiest way.
Happy Hounding on Facebook?
Happy Hounding on Facebook, or you can also join the polka dot agate miners page on Facebook.
Awesome. I'm going to have to come bug you. And these are really affordable for what they are. Is it because of the show special that's going on?
No, I actually, the one that I had sold yesterday, it's en route to a museum in Germany as we speak. That one was an extremely high dollar one. The characteristic of that one was far different than anything you see here. The prices are really based off of how common that character trait shows itself in our deposit. So if it's something you see weekly or annually, multiple times a week, I put the prices down more affordable. But if it's something that I only seen 1 or 2 of them in the last 3 years, of course that value will jump astronomically.
Awesome.
Shouldn't you be online?
I guess so. How you doing, brother?
Pretty good, man. I watch you all the time.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I just saw this gentleman, Brian, and he just had amazing stuff. I had to talk to him. Not everyone's willing to chat, but Brian, you're awesome.
I appreciate it. Yeah, when they're really good and we find some cool ones, they get cool names. Like this one here is the bird's nest. As you can see, it looks like a beautiful little egg mammillary of agate in a nice blue agate bed.
Eggs all around it.
Oh, yes.
Would you mind if I held this?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm gonna get that the darker stuff in the middle there.
You could use a bath. It's got the quartzite lilies.
Yeah. Hey Brian, would you ever consider shipping to folks if they contacted you and they wanted to buy some stuff?
Now the stuff that's extremely delicate, we'd have to work out some type of packaging situation for it to work.
Over there standing and holding these, and
I
probably
appreciate
getting
it. Yes, we can definitely ship to folks if you're interested in having things shipped to you. But again, the delicate ones, there's almost no guarantee, so it's kind of a gamble. But we do
It's
get
worth it.
Now these ones here, as you see, looks like they got little sheared tips of those tubes. Now a lot of these were actually contacted from the top of the egg to the bottom, so they were full pillar. And when the lid sheared off, it gave me a couple sheared tubes with it, but it's still aesthetically pleasing and one of a kind in my opinion.
Absolutely, I love it. And there's definitely some patterning here. I don't want to wet this. I don't know how it would deal with water, but let's see if I can zoom in. You can see so it breaking off isn't necessarily a bad thing. It just shows something else. Whoa.
Another cool one here.
That is amazing.
So this one is the one that's got a true helix tide on the inside. So that is a altered growth stalactite that it was formed either by pressurized fluid, gas, or air being forced through the pressurage of the cavity as it was formed. Again, this was one that was just sheared as it came out. I did my best on trying to sculpt it down and make a nice, beautiful piece of artwork
You
out
did
of
a
it.
great job. I've never seen someone work a thunder egg like that before.
It's unique.
That is awesome. And again, it has little baby eggs all over it.
Oh yes. Little protruding rhyolite bubbles.
That is just stunning. How heavy is it?
I'd say this one's probably pushing 20 pounds.
Wow.
So it's not unmanageable for some folks, but 20 pounds is a rock.
Is the egg field out there, is it really well producing?
Oh yes, there's eggs absolutely everywhere. I tell folks the trouble's not finding what you're looking for, the trouble's deciding which ones you want to take home.
Yo, and I can tell you're one of those guys with a 200 pound backpack.
Oh, yeah.
Leaving down there, leaning forward, not
Yeah.
falling over.
Now fortunately for everybody, I have absolutely removed all of the overburden, all of the...
Oh, what a blessing.
So it is nothing but the money layer. I have made both sides of my deposit very gradually inclined, so it can be wheelchair accessible for people with limited mobility.
Amazing.
Yeah, I've made the place. This is a pretty fun place for everyone to come and enjoy and play the dirt lottery.
That is so awesome because somewhere like Hauser, for instance, not a lot of people are very kind to the field, and eventually they're probably going to have to shut it down for a while and either limit it or have a volunteer crew go out there and clean up something because people can get hurt if there's too much overburden and stuff. I've had it collapse on my friend. He didn't get hurt, but
Liability is a big thing, and we'd hate to lose anything or not be able to harvest eggs in the future because of a mishap. So yes, we work real hard to keep the place safe. It's more of an educational place. People come on in, and we see to it that you'll learn what a thunder egg is, how they're formed, and potentially leave with something great.
Oh, it'd probably be hard not to leave with something awesome. So, in the Hauser geobed where I've been, I don't know if that's standing right. Sorry. Sometimes it's kind of like the Pride stuff where it might just be solid agate. Do you ever get that stuff over there?
Absolutely. So this one right here is actually a canyon rim thunder egg as well. So some of them that are smaller will be a lot more solid filled. Now you get these blossoming little plumes of common opal and limonite inside of the agate here. So they're really quite unique as well. Here's another little guy that we get. This is another canyon rim thunder egg.
Holy smokes.
And so you get some little fortifying agate. You got a nice little quartz pocket in the middle and a nice layer of limonite around the rhyolite rind. So they definitely come in a variety of colors and shapes.
Do you mind if I hold this one?
Oh, absolutely.
That is nuts.
Tsunami.
Who?
Tsunami.
Oh, Tsunami? He's going to
What else could you ask for? Your baby's going to its home.
Oh, absolutely.
And the Germans do not play around with minerals, dude.
I learned that yesterday.
Yeah, they're not sending back like tiger's eyes and like Peruvian celestites and stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with that material, but that's...
The gentleman came into my booth and he said that he's been in the gem and mineral industry for pushing 35 plus years, and he's into specimens, into unique rarities, and he came in, he seen what I had to offer, and he didn't walk away from the booth until we secured a deal for him, and he did his walk around, he came back and vouched. I probably have some of the most unique minerals, not the best, unique.
That's a form of the best.
It is different.
That is awesome. Very cool stuff. Check out Happy Hounding on Facebook. I'll try to put up a picture of the group the gentleman was also talking about. He says that they do open to the public in April. Whatever the Thunder Egg claim was, I can't remember off the top of my head. Really cool guy, super knowledgeable. And like we said, you know, the Germans are really picky about their materials. They buy good stuff, and this is some really good stuff.
That is wonderful.
Smart choice.
They're all smart choices.
Did you just get that one? Awesome. Awesomeness.
We saw some yesterday and came back today.
Fantastic. Very cool. That is so awesome. Really, really reasonably priced. I'll tell you the truth, if I cut it and polished it to this finish, I wouldn't charge $20 for it. I'd probably get closer to $50, $60, $75. Because it's just so much work. Finding the Thunder Egg is hard enough, let alone to get a mirror polish. And they have dedicated machines for them, like the Richardson Ranch.
No, that's fine.
He's got a bunch of other really cool stuff here too. Take a look at. He's got some beautiful condors here. Or maybe it's red fox. Is that considered a condor? I don't know. Are these polished on Richardson Ranch machines?
Yes.
I could tell by I could just tell by the way it's worked. Yeah.
It's still a learning curve. I'm getting better at it.
Oh yeah.
I've seen some guys
Take your time.
spit a mirror out. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
all right. So you wouldn't mind carrying a tote like that?
I don't like it.
So there's one tote.
Did you get your Richardson used?
I went down and I bought 2 brand new units, and then
Ooh.
about a month after that, I found some used units for way good of a price. So I have 2 sets now.
Hey, can't have too many. Who's doing the flint work?
I myself am.
That's what I thought. That's awesome. Is this what you'd call Millefiori stuff?
Yeah, the Millefiori.
Millefiori. I like these exoticas over here. The beautiful carnelians. Some obsidians, basalt exotics, some bird points over here. This kid is great. I like that phoenix right there. So I assume the gentleman's also making the knives. Beautiful dendritic. Very, very usable. Totally awesome. How long have you been doing the flint work?
7 months now.
Wow. You must have had a good teacher.
I taught myself, but I will admit, I did a lot of things wrong at first until I had a friend of mine of experience doing that. And he called me in. I went and I sat at his house for about 2.5 hours, and he showed me everything that I was doing wrong.
Yeah.
And all it took was that one little session with him. So I can't say I taught myself. He taught me how to refine my self-thought.
Some nice purples right here. Flint knapping is an art form that demands blood. Nobody gets away unscathed.
When are you now? Tomorrow?
I think it was.
Might not happen at first. One day it'll bite you.
They both got little handles.
Can I come back and pick that up from you in a bit?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Put them down here for safekeeping.
Thank you.
So these are really cool. These crabs. I think you said they're from Washington. You know, most people when they see this style of fossil, they think Morocco. I want to become a fossil that somebody sells at a gem show in the future. Wonder how long they are convincing people that these were underground to form into these fossils.
Well, we'll come back. Okay, right?
I'll have it ready and in your box.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy the rest of your guys' show.
So, do these... Is there a name for the crab nests?
Oh, not for the nest. There is the actual name for the species of crab. I'm not familiar. Again, Tate is the man with the plan for these. I could just explain a little bit of how old they are, how to prep them down a little bit. But by all means, I'm a blank when it comes to this. I wish I had more experience with these because they are really cool.
I hear that they can find fossilized nests in Australia and you cut them open and they're blue. It's pretty weird, but kind of cool. Blue everything.
Now you do get these little 26 million year old ammonites or Laturias, which is a little nautiloid, and sometimes you'll catch the foiling on them. So like
Well, I just saw it.
so you'll see a nice pearlescent foiling on them. Those ones are cool.
This agate is awesome.
Yeah, the Tahomacene. This is all hand dug. The place it's a crazy place. You have to rock rappel, pretty much rappel down the edge of a cliff, and just chase these very beautiful little seams inside this mountain. Looking right at Mount Rainier up in Washington. It's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been.
Holy smokes. You know, I didn't think that a lot of people were into earth tones until I met the people who obsess and spend thousands of dollars for bigs, Jasper.
Yep.
And then there's the Sahara stuff that's coming from like Egypt.
The Royal Sahara.
And that stuff can go for a lot of money.
The Royal Saharas are looking a lot like Mary's Hill, or even a good piece of like Deschutes. No, that
It's got some cool saginite going on there, some nice sprays.
I have found a piece up there myself that has this chatoyant mineral in there it's bubblegum pink. We don't know what the mineral is, but it's very chatoyant, like a meteorite, but just pink.
Whoa, that's beautiful.
How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Good. How are you? I'm doing all right.
Yeah, I have a good friend in the Victor Valley area of California who just loves earth tone jaspers and agates.
He's in the right zone. Tell him to go up eastern Oregon. There's more picture jaspers up there than you can fathom.
Awesome, dude. Brian, I can't thank you enough for your kindness,
I
dude.
appreciate you coming through today.
Brian, what was the last name? Begins with a C. Curl. I knew it began with a C.
From Happy Hounding.
Will we be able to find you in Tucson?
Everyone tells me I should be headed that way, but unfortunately I don't have plans to go to Tucson this year. Next year, maybe.
Brian Curl from Happy Hounding. Check him out. Oh, I wanted to ask, would you ever consider just, I'm sure you would, sell just eggs?
Oh, absolutely.
Because there's a lot of people who are just,
Oh, yes.
would love to just buy the eggs. They're a little bit more affordable for some people's budget.
And those are a lot easier to ship. So
Yeah,
that is,
yeah.
yes, I can happily ship eggs. Again, though, the average size of our eggs are about 15 to 20 pounds.
Awesome.
But they do exist as smaller. So to buy a rough egg, though, you expect to get something of decent size.
Fantastic. Thanks, Brian.
Oh, absolutely. You have a wonderful day.
Check this out, folks. So I thought it was an opal because this color is often associated with that common opal. And I asked the gentleman, and he said that they suspect that it's a gaspiite. Gaspiite from Australia can be very, very expensive. This was harvested by our good friend Jeffrey from our first video, Jeffrey Hill, Silver Hill Lapidary. And he's only selling it for $35 a pound. If this is gaspiite like he suspects, because they did do a chemical analysis, then this material is going to skyrocket. You're going to see this for over $100 a pound. Folks, I'm telling you, don't say it too often, you're going to want to hit up this gentleman to get some of this material for $35 a pound. I believe he said it is a nickel carbonate. Rock solid, non-stabilized material. A lot of gaspiite you might see in the industry is actually like coming from blocks and stuff, and it's not really a gaspiite. Sometimes it's made by like the Kingman company, and it's chalk turquoise enhanced to make green, like the Eliza Lime turquoise, or some other variations like the Mojave stuff. But this is legit. So here's the rough. Check this, folks. Check this out, folks. Amazing. Some people think that gaspiite is a phosphate. It's not. And check out the cabochons
That's
that
always been my
this
weakest
material is
thing.
cutting.
I'm trying to make it my strongest thing.
I mean, I've done so few. I don't have much to show, but I like the free
Totally
forms, and
stunning.
I played with it early on. Those are my first 10 stones. Those were some of the earliest stones. And, but I just was trying to play with the shape
This
of what I
one's
had
really
in the
great. I
rough.
really like that shape. It reminds me of like the Dorothy.
Mr. Jeffrey and Justin K. Prim are talking about their facets. They're facet nerds.
But I like it too.
But folks, honestly, you're going to want to get some of this. Fill up a flat rate box. for as much as a flat rate box can fill, $35 a pound, hand harvested by Jeffrey himself, him and McKay. Supposedly McKay sold out of all the stuff he harvested. Get it while the getting's good. This is probably, pound and a half. Rock hard, not chalky, high yield material. I'm going to be buying as much as I can after the show and I get a little bit of money, which is terrible. Wish I had the money now. Oh, that's the way it goes, isn't it? But yeah, this material, this one would be a great one because you can already see the face. And obviously, you'd either have to incorporate this or work around that. But that right there, it's a $100 piece right there. Cabochon. Really great, natural, hard stuff. Not an opal. Most likely a gaspiate. The gentleman told me the reason why they're not 100% sure if it was a gaspiate because they didn't have any gaspiate to compare it to during the analysis. I don't know exactly how that works. I think sometimes you have to destroy the rock to do the analysis, or at least a piece, or enough of a piece. But really, really cool. I got a very small piece I'll be cutting live, and we'll definitely be doing a giveaway. But check him out, Jeffrey Hill from Oregon. Give him a text. Tell him you want the gaspiite. $35 a pound. Get it. I promise you folks, it is not going to stay that price forever. Well, Justin's chatting. Take a look at some more of his rough rocks over here. $20 a pound for Tiffany stone. That is incredible. A lot of this stuff, a small slablet can be 40, 50 bucks. I like the darker purples, but I also like this variation, kind of like this Dalmatian looking stuff. This is probably not even half a pound. It's probably like $8. The Iron Buffalo, I should ask, hey brother, do you know if this Iron Buffalo stuff, so it comes from Nevada for sure. Right. Is it from Tonopah?
The area, it's really close to the White Buffalo.
Is it also, you think maybe it's also a dolomite as well?
I think so, yeah.
So it's definitely sister stone, like.
To the White Buffalo.
Awesome.
It is, yeah.
Cool. I didn't know if it just looked like it was just a clever name, but it's legit. Cool. That's what I thought. I mean, you know, White Buffalo is a trademark name from the Ottoson family, but this Iron Buffalo actually is from Tonopah, is the dolomite, same material. I think this stuff smokes White Buffalo. I'm not a big fan of White Buffalo, honestly.
Never mind. But it comes out similar to this, but obviously this is the turquoise, but it comes out with the same iron staining.
Awesome.
The one in Tucson.
Is Jeffrey cutting these pairs?
No.
That's good, because I couldn't do that. You know, the best bet I have is I'll shape one side of a slablet, cut it down the middle, or take a slablet, take two sides of a slab, use double-sided tape, and then.
Right.
But I can't do that if you paid me, dude.
I'll take a slab, regular slab, a little bit thick, shape it, take it through and just walk it through the.
And do a split.
Split it. That way it's a perfect mirror. And then as you're working them down, they'll change a tiny bit, but that's usually the best way I get the best mirror.
Heck yeah. Oh, and that way you're gonna get the book match as well.
Yeah.
Did last year.
I did all of these like that.
Oh yeah.
Split them down the centers so that way they're as close to identical as
oh, dude, those are just as good, if not better, than those pairs. Yeah, actually, I think they're better. A little bit sharper.
Appreciate it. Got hooked on passing, bro.
Really cool.
Now we're trying to just like upgrade every time like.
So this is also $30 a pound rough. Some of the slabs over there at McKay's that we were selling were starting off at about $30. And you know, if you don't have a slab saw, slabs are perfectly fine to buy. But also, because you get to see the variation, so it's a little bit more money. But sometimes it's, in my opinion, it's most of the times when it comes to material like this, there's nothing wrong with buying a slab. When it comes to this material, I want a piece that has the white, the red, and the orange, like this. Not just the white and not just the orange. Like the cabs we were just looking at are really beautiful, but they're a little bit more orange. I want the white in there so that we know what it is without having to explain it too much. Way cooler than white buffalo in my opinion. Natural white buffalo can be really crumbly and kind of annoying. This stuff rocks. And at the Keno show, the artisans inside of the main tent were selling white buffalo for $300 a pound, and it was selling really well. You know, you'll get your money back if you can get the yield out of it because it's a little crumbly, but $30 a pound, this stuff smokes white buffalo in my opinion. It's 1/10. Yeah, and it's 1/10 of the price. And I think whatever's like, have you ever cut this?
Yeah.
It looks way more stable.
It is. It's really.
Because whatever that was making those colors was making it stable.
A little bit of iron staining to the dolomite.
Oh, it's probably just where it's at is producing a more stable material.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Mr. Audison hasn't come and hasn't bought it up or something. Like bought the land, or I don't know if it's like a leasing of the land, right? It's not really Howardite. I think this stuff is UV reactive, right? $20 a pound. Feather agate. I haven't cut this, but it looks like it's a tough birdie. Some people like the hardest rocks they can find. Polish flint. Those were the pairs that this gentleman was working. Those really nice pairs we just looked at. And then dino bone. The Utah staple. I found one really nice piece of dinosaur bone in Pagosa Springs, Colorado. Recently heard that a woman found a much better piece, so there's definitely some bones to be found, and it was gem bone like this. In Colorado Springs, Pagosa Springs, Colorado, where the Four Corner Folk Festival is. This Dry Creek Jasper, only $10 a pound. Dense though, you know. Oh, beautiful. Crusty. I like the crust.
We were at the yoga mine earlier this year.
Definitely get yourself some of this green dream.
Flip it over.
Most likely Gaspiite. Well, you can, folks. How you doing, Dan?
Did I see anything?
So we picked up this awesome bag of really unique Gary Green for our good friend Phil Heidenberg. Different variation that I'm used to seeing. I'm not so used to seeing the white. And me and you were just talking a little bit about the material.
There's a line of blue right in there that makes it really awesome.
So everybody can see why people thought this was a bogwood. It does look like a wood,
Exactly.
but it's not.
No, it's a geothermal venting jasper.
We were just talking about it, I already forgot. I said it 3 times fast and I already forgot.
I've heard it like 10 times now, and it took that long to stick.
Is this some hard rock mining?
Yes, it is. It is entirely hard rock mining. Yeah,
Holy
they
smokes.
take a big excavator up there and break off pieces, and then you can pick through it.
And is it open to the public?
Occasionally, like about every other year, he'll do a fee dig up there. The mine owner will actually do a fee dig.
If you don't mind me asking, what's the fee?
It's just per pound. It's
Oh,
just
cool.
per pound
No
price,
problem.
Yeah, so anywhere from 10 to 20, depending on where it comes from. It's a per pound deal.
I think
About a 100-pound chunk that we still haven't been able to cut. I don't have a big enough saw.
it's a beloved material
It
for
is.
sure.
It's interesting stuff.
And I think most people are used to seeing this darker
Yes.
green
That's a more
here.
common piece there. That
But,
might not even be from the same rock, as a matter of fact. Just something that was in the bag.
Yeah,
You just
these look like
lucked
a
out.
book batch.
Yes, they are.
And
I have 2 more big chunks of that too that I'll eventually bring down here.
when Do you know when it was getting mined? Like when they started mining it?
Oh, they start. Brian over there would know when they started, but it's probably from the 80s, early 80s.
Oh, okay.
I would say. But Gary Green is one of those ones out by McDermott, Nevada. They've been mining for 40 years, probably.
You get a bunch of Thunder Egg lovers over there too, huh?
Oh yeah, sure. There's a lot of Thunder Eggs out there in those areas. This is probably less than a half mile from a big mercury mine that's gone defunct, but there's still piles of tailings and everything else right next to that mercury.
Do you think when they're mining for mercury, are they going after the cinnabar as the ore, or is there a different ore?
I don't know. I think it's probably mercury.
Interesting.
I think that was the end result. That's why they call it the mercury mine.
Very cool. How long have you been harvesting the material?
Oh, just a couple years.
Oh, cool. And it is rock hard.
It is.
That's not polished. That's straight off the saw.
Right.
And it's already better than some people's polishes on their cabochons here.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Once squirting, it just, you see it right off.
And so you were saying it has a different name now.
Now it's actually called Freedom Jasper.
Freedom
The
Jasper.
new mine owner, he just bought the mine, and he's renamed it Freedom Jasper, partly, honestly, because people call it petrified bogwood. So to get away from that whole thing, like I said, they had it tested. It's actually geothermal venting jasper. But to get away from that stigma of the bogwood thing, they renamed it Freedom Jasper. That's his logic in it. But we all still just call it Gary Green because it's been the Gary Green.
You know what? You folks are practically family.
Yeah.
If you live in Oregon, you're allowed to
live
call
in
it Gary
Idaho.
Green.
Yeah.
Idaho, excuse me, sorry.
Yeah.
You're allowed to call it Gary Green.
This is probably not even 5 miles from the Nevada border in Oregon, and not that far from the Idaho border. It's kind of that little circle there in McDermott area that there's just a ton of materials, all kinds of stuff. It's a
Awesome.
fascinating area geologically.
Thank you, gentlemen, for the knowledge. You were saying it needed to be known.
Yep,
It does need to be known.
absolutely.
You know, so
Love and the passion.
absolutely. That's right.
There is power in the stone. It draws you to it.
Thank you, gentlemen. Check this out, folks. Something you may not see every day. You might not even see again. This is the largest piece of Royal Imperial Jasper that I have ever seen. I was just talking to the gentleman who runs this booth. You know, I'm used to seeing smaller nodules, maybe even something that big. In our last video, Tom and Kathy, they had a piece about this big, and it was flat on the back. That was $250. This big, beautiful baby comes out Zacatecas, Mexico, is $12,000. Somebody already came by and offered this gentleman $9,000. Fantastic. Do you know how much it weighs?
77 pounds.
77 pounds. It would almost be a sin to cut it up, though. You gotta leave it alone.
Yeah.
Maybe, if you got the guts, you could peel it back a bit. But I wouldn't. I'd leave it alone.
I would leave it as is.
Did they must have polished it in Mexico.
Yeah.
They did a really good job. Over there, they're probably using angle grinders.
Yeah, in Jalisco. Actually, the guys who polished it are obsidian sculpture.
Oh, that's why it's so good looking.
Yeah, that's why it's really, really good.
Dang. Looks like they might have cut out some matrix that was right here, or maybe even just working this. It's not a fracture, it's just like maybe a healed spot, and they were digging that out to make it look good. Fantastic. You won't see that every day. What are you going to do with your $12,000? Buy more rocks, huh?
Yeah. Load up the truck a little bit more.
Yo, for real. That is special. I don't know if these gentlemen vend at the Tucson show. I know they do Four Corners in Durango. That is amazing.